fellow surfers, the kettle's on because we're going to be doing a review for coffee. Now, I believe it was Football Quiz, one of the subscribers, I might be wrong in relation to his name, but one of the subscribers said we should do more coffee reviews, so I'm going to be doing a different ones, not this today. This one will be on another day, but the one I'm going to be reviewing is this one. Hopefully I've got this right, but I think this is about £4.30 or £4.50, £4.40ish. Obviously I can't get like this, the light, you know what I mean? That's not going to be good thumbnail, is it? So I'll take this with me in the kitchen, but right now I'm making the coffee into this, and I need to just wash up my frother because I do use frothers. So, and I need to let it cool down as well, but the milk frother needs to be washed down. So I'll be back once it's made. Again, we'll be putting this into here. In fact, let me just put the actual powder into here first, just so you can see that it is the case that we're going to be doing it. So open, a nice smoky kind of aroma to it. Like a kind of charcoaly, kind of rich smokiness. I'm not saying that it smells like charcoal, I'm saying that kind of smokiness, richness to the thing. Maybe it's a dark chocolate hint. So that's, let's get in, have this as a thumbnail maybe. I'll get it when I get it, but there we go. So we'll put that into the thing. I'll put a little bit more in. There we go. So it's in there. Probably can't see. There we go. It's in there. Got some on my counter, but I need, as you guys probably know if you've watched my food and beverage review channels, this is the one I kind of go to, the Tailors of Harrogate. I'm not from Harrogate, what are you on about? Yeah, Tailor's my name. But yeah, Tailors of Harrogate, hot lava, java, ground roast 6. So that's generally my go-to. But again, the kettle's been boiled down now. Just got to wash this out from yesterday's milk, and let's get a cup of coffee done. I'll be back in a second. Now if you're wondering why I've done two kind of cups and one small, one is just for the flavour by itself, but we've got the milk being frothed up for the normal coffee, so that's why. But anyway, let's get back to it. Okay, so it's not been long, so this is going to need to cool down, but I will do a thumbnail. I will have this because it's only a little bit in, so it's probably, again, can't see, I wanted to try and avoid that. I wanted to try it anyway. So a little bit's poured out, but there's still a little, tiny little bit in. I've got this for the thumbnail as well, so I'm going to have like this for the thumbnail, without burning myself. You can't get it. There we go, thumbnail. Right, anyway, okay, so Sumatra Mandheling. Notes of cocoa, berry, and savoury spice. I'm assuming because of the mixture of these, it's probably got that smokiness from it, but that's what I was picking up, and I said dark chocolate cocoa, as we see there as well. So, righty, let's see if you pick up these notes. So we'll start off with this, which I've poured a little bit out on my top by accident, but we'll start a little bit with this, and I'm going to do it like this so you can see, hopefully. A little bit of a chocolatey flavour, dark chocolate, like one of those fair trade kind of dark chocolates that you would get. In fact, I believe this is by a fair trade. Yeah, fair trade's on the case, on the cover, on the packaging. Get it right. Anyway, I was going to show you, but some people will probably be put off by that. Nice light note. This is supposed to be a 5 note strength. I don't know if that's what I'm picking up. I'm getting this as maybe it's a little bit more than a 3, but not quite a 4 in strength. But it is a nice dark chocolate kind of flavour. What else does it say? Berry. I don't really get the berry flavour. Let's see if I can get it. Yeah, more so dark chocolate. I do, however, get some form of spice. I don't know necessarily what type of spice. Maybe it's a it's hard to put my tongue on. I'm assuming either like a kind of, the pumpkin kind of spice powder that they put on in winter that you get lightly, but it's predominantly the dark chocolate that I'm getting from this personally. Now with this, the frothing, the milk frothed on top of it. I'm actually getting fruitiness from possibly a berry in this. Maybe it's just because like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's like a lot of it in one. I don't know. Maybe it's the sweetness from the sugar sprinkled on the top, which I generally do, or the milk, a mixture of the things. But I am getting a little bit of a, I don't know if it's black currant or a blueberry kind of sweetness, a little bit of a bitterness there. Definitely smokiness, earthiness to it. Yeah, I'll probably say a blueberry kind of flavour, sweetness of the blueberry. Do you know how you can get some blueberries where, depending on the age, when you get them, when it's brand new, you just picked them, they've got a bit of a sharp bitterness. It's not necessarily that. It's sometimes when it's hitting the back end of when they're becoming purely ripe now, sweet, tart. And sometimes if you pick them, even when they're just coming off the back end of the bitterness, and you leave them out maybe in a packaging or something for a couple of days, the sugars are like more sweeter that are breaking down in it. That's what I'm kind of getting from a berry note from this. Yeah, so I'm getting like a dark chocolate, but now it's starting. Maybe this is. I mean, this should have had more of a flavour in because it was sitting there, but there was only a little bit. Maybe it's cooled down a lot quicker. It's still hot. But I am getting like spice notes to this. The sweetness from what comes off across as a blueberry kind of flavour, the sweetness to it. Earthy. So it's more kind of like a back note. After the earthiness comes like a sweetness of a blueberry. Yeah, definitely it's got that blueberry kind of taste to it when it's at its peak in sweetness. And again, I have got sugar on the top of the milk. I'm trying to avoid it while still getting a little bit. Yeah. So there is a sweet tartness of a berry in there. It could be a note of juniper berry because it does have a. I've got some juniper berries that I put into my herbal teas from time to time, and it has a similar. However, it's a little bit different in the sense of how this is. Obviously, it's a coffee, so it's carrying in the coffee differently than it would in a herbal tea because a herbal tea is simply just water onto the berries itself. So it's got a similar kind of taste to that, but obviously the chocolate kind of flavour, the spices is kind of going over, so it's a little bit hard to pick out what type of berry. But the immediate is I'm getting the tartness from a sweet, like a sweet blueberry, strong earthiness of a dark chocolate with a little bit of a smokiness to it. And I think that's probably from the spices that's in it. Fruitiness. Yeah. I like this. I don't know if it's my favourite. I think it's sitting there with the tailors of Harrogate that we're talking about earlier in the video. It is quite relaxing. It's got a nice, different kind of palate to the tailors of Harrogate. The tailors of Harrogate's more. It's just basically like chocolate notes with pure earthiness. Like it's like a strong. Wherefore this has that earthiness. It has the smokiness. It has like a mature kind of flavour to it. But it's got a nice fruitiness and it's sitting a little bit differently, but as good as. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily bad. I think I would probably give this a good 8. How I'm getting from the flavours, there's a fruitiness, a sweetness, almost I would say as well a slight kind of tangerine, or not saying it's a tangerine, but I'm saying a slight kind of sweetness of a tangerine at the back, very far back of it. This is a type of one you would probably have. You would want to have like people around. I just get this kind of like wintry kind of feel with this coffee. Beautiful taste. It's not too sharp as well. You can still feel it lightly at the back of the palate. Do you know how some might be like a bitterness, which you get from even from cheap kind of coffees? You get like a bitterness at the end. It's not much of a bitterness. It's a slight, like tiny, like you can just feel it, has a bit of a bitterness, but it's not the point where it's like you would go, oh yeah, that's bitter, like straight off. It's just like if you're sitting and you're trying to enjoy the coffee and you're trying to put your mind to the note, you can go. It's that little. I feel at the back here in the tongue, but it's not strong. It's not like type of. Well, maybe that's a bit of overreaction. Who goes blah blah to a coffee? I don't know. Maybe there's a coffee out there that makes people go like that, but you know what I'm saying, like a sharpness of a sharp bitter, like it's a little bit. It's not my flavour type thing. This is somewhere on a perfect blend. You can get that. There's no kind of aftertaste, so it's more predominantly the taste from the coffee that's actually there, just with the lightness of a little bitterness to it. Somewhat reminds me of when you melt chocolate at the very start when it's just been melted, and it's like the sweetness. But if you leave it a little bit, it starts getting a little bit more mature again once it's cool enough. But it's kind of giving me a little flashback to when you were making little different things with bars of chocolate or sweets or whatever, and you melt down the chocolate, obviously dark chocolate. The longer that this sits, however, I'm getting again tangerine and fruity flavour. Seeing that now, the more I'm drinking it, a little bit more of a bitterness starting to creep up. Doesn't change anything in relation to the score. This is definitely a good 8 out of 10. I would assume it's the same score because it's definitely around about the same quality flavour. Could this be the best? I'm going to have to look back and see, but definitely I'm not changing my score. 8, and I believe it's about the same kind of flavour. It's got obviously variation, different notes and stuff, so it's not literally the same type of coffee, but it is the kind of same quality as the coffee. So I would like to see, looking back at that, to see if it's actually the same score. If you haven't seen that already, if I have done that review, I want to check it out for myself anyway. And I would love to know if I've given it the same, because I feel it's about the same in level, in score. Maybe, I don't know, tell me your views and opinions, and check out Season 2, Episode 10, Tailors of Harrogate, Hot Lava Java, or Java Lava coffee review. So just go to Season 2 when we did these videos in seasons. If you go back to Season 2, Episode 10, that is that. Just tell me in the comments chat. Leave a comment view and say, yeah, it's exactly the same, or no, it's not. Are you telling porcupines? No, I'm telling you the truth. This is just as good as taste-wise, but the score I would give for this is 8 as of now because of the notes I'm getting. So anyway, subscribe, hit the notification bell, select all notifications, strike the like, share the content, and all of the good stuff. You can leave your views and opinions in the comment section below. You can check those little videos I'll probably put there. And yeah, I like this. I'm going to finish it off. Peace.